Welcome or welcome back. My name's Joanne. Today I am coming at you barefaced. I just don't want to do my makeup today. I have a dentist appointment later on. You know, it's just not the vibe. Today is the start of my makeup collection series, and the first episode, if you will, is going to be my complexion products. So that is going to include primers, foundations, concealers, setting powders, and setting sprays. The series is going to be split into my complexion products, my cheek products, my eye products, my eyeshadows, and then my lip products. That's gonna be interesting. So 5 videos total. So it's gonna take like 5 weeks to complete. 5 to 6 weeks. It's fine. It's totally fine. So let's just get into my complexion products, and let's start with my primers. First off, I have a sample in here, and the sample is the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer, and I actually really enjoy this. This has made me want to have like a hydrating primer in my collection. This is what I have left of it. I use it if it's been a little bit since my skincare and I'm doing my makeup and I just need a little bit of something on my face. That's when I use this. This one I need to test out more. This is the MAC Strobe Cream in Bronze Light. Yes, in Bronze Light. This is their newer formulated one. New packaging. I do like the scent of this. But yeah, I just need to try this more, like figure out how I like to use this. I don't know. I don't know about the illuminating aspect of it. I need to try this more. I've only used it like once or twice, so. This primer is gonna look very familiar to a lot of you. My Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. It's a little dirty from my makeup bag. But my Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer, which is in my year-long like rolling project pan. Yeah, I don't love this primer. If you watch those videos, you will have heard this spiel over and over again, but I do not like this primer. It is kind of blurring, but I think it makes my skin more oily. Like it has no mattification to it. So yeah, I don't think it's supposed to. I don't know. I also think that you don't need to spend $60 on a primer like this. I mean, the packaging is luxe, but you don't need to spend $60 on a primer like this. My last primer is another one from MAC. This is the Studio Fix Mattifying 12-Hour Shine Control Primer. So this is shine controlling, and it's supposed to blur a little, I think. I don't know. I've used this once. I actually like it. It does mattify very well. So this is going to be great for my oily skin, especially during the summer. I'm going to love this so much. So yeah, this is my newest addition to my primer collection. Next up, I have my foundation collection. I only have 2 different formulas. First is this MAC Studio Fix Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 15 24-Hour Matte Foundation and Oil Control. Holy crap. What a mouthful. I have the shades NC17, which is like my winter shade. Although, couldn't match me right now. And I also have the shade NC37, which is the one I've been using. Is that too dark? I don't know. I've been using this shade and it's been matching my neck pretty nicely. So this is what I'm going with. I really like this formula. It is a little bit more mattifying, but it's not like that super heavy matte looking foundation, if that makes sense. It still looks pretty natural. Like it's not super heavy. I just really like this formula, and it applies really easily. I use the BK Beauty 101 brush and applies it so nicely. And yeah, I do really like this foundation, and this will probably just be my like go-to liquid foundation if I ever need one. I do kind of want to try their Studio Radiance one just to see, But I do really like this one if you are looking for like a matte kind of foundation. My other formula I have are these MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundations. I have the shade NC17 and the shade NC40. NC17 is actually my shade right now, which is so interesting because I feel like it's darker than NC17, like in the liquid form. Or maybe I just think I'm darker than I am. I don't know. Either way, this is the shade that I've been using right now. And eventually I would like to just switch over to using powder foundations because it's easier, it's quicker, it's less hassle than a liquid foundation. All you do is put in a brush, apply it on your face. That's literally it. Whereas a liquid foundation, you have to pump it out, you have to like dot it onto your skin, and then you can blend it out. And then you have to like wipe away whatever foundation is left on your hand or wherever you're pumping it out onto. So I think I am gonna make the transition to powder foundations. So yeah, this is the only one I've tried. If you have powder foundations that you love, let a girl know. I do have oily skin, so nothing glowy. I don't like anything glowy, except apparently my skincare. Yeah, I don't like glowy foundations. That's why I'm kind of hesitant on trying the Studio Radiance, actually. But yeah, let a girl know if you have any powder foundation recommendations. That's it for my foundations, actually. Now I'm gonna go into concealers. So I have one from Hourglass. I have their Vanish concealer. I don't even know what this is called. In the shade Cedar. I did end up getting rid of my suede one. And I was like, I can't just get rid of this one, okay? And I love this doe foot applicator. Why can't the mini one have the same doe foot applicator? Like, look at that. It's like pointed and it holds a decent amount of product. The only thing is that I don't love this concealer because it's a little too thick for under my eyes. My under eyes are very finicky, like very finicky. But because it's the full-size concealer and it's so pretty, I'm like, you gotta keep it, girl. At least to use a little bit, you know? I do really like this applicator. It's so much better than the mini ones. The mini ones is just a paddle brush. And I'm like, why? Why would you change the applicator? Anyways, this is one concealer that I have from Hourglass. And then I have my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Liquid Concealer in the shade Coconut Flakes. I do really like this. It does have a little bit of like a luminosity to it. It blends out really easily. The only thing is that like this leaks everywhere and I don't like that. So I do like the formula though. It makes me want to try the Studio Radiance concealer from MAC. Can you tell I love MAC? Yep. Yeah, I do really like this. And I mean, these are just getting too light on me. Like I can't use this on its own anymore. Yeah, we'll see if this sticks around actually, because I hate packaging that leaks. It's so annoying to me. The rest of my concealers are from MAC. Okay, I have one of their Pro Longwear concealers in the shade NC42. Look, I went based off my concealer shade in the Studio Fix line currently. And this is too dark. It's too dark. But I think I will like this formula. I did use this once to like spot conceal. I think I am gonna really like this formula under my eyes. I do need to try it under my eyes, which means I need to get a lighter shade. But I'm thinking either NC30 or NC35. But yeah, I do really like this formula. I used it once. So yeah. I mean, the only thing is that it's a pump. So it's kind of hard to like accurately put product on, but if it's a good formula, it's a good formula. So I do want to get a lighter shade of this one. And then I have two of their Studio Fix 24-hour smooth wear concealers. This is the older formula. they just came out with a reformulation, which I didn't even know was coming. So I have the shades NC42, which is the one that I'm currently using, which is why I bought NC42 in the Pro Longwear concealer. Anyways, and then I have the shade NC44 for when I'm more tan. So these are my Studio Fix concealers. I do like the formula of this. It's a little too thin for my liking. Like I feel like I need to apply more than I normally do for concealer, but it blends out really easily. Yeah, again, I just wish it was like a little thicker, I guess. It's a little too thin for me. That's why I'm like, I prefer the Pro Longwear, I think. Again, I will use these up. This also like kind of squeaks sometimes when I'm like taking out product and stuff. So that's interesting. But I have these two. And that is my concealer collection. My complexion products isn't actually too out of hand until you get to my sprays, which will be my last category. And setting powders, actually kind of decent amount, because it takes a while to get through a loose powder. So speaking of powders, now is my powder category. So I have two touch-up powders. One that I'm currently using, which is the MAC Blot Powder in the shade Medium. This is what it looks like. I don't even think you guys have seen this yet. But this one has pan because I use this all the time to touch up. It can look a little heavy when I'm touching up my makeup. So I don't love this. It also doesn't like mattify too well. It's almost like a natural finish powder. So if you're looking for a natural finish like pressed powder, I would recommend this one. And then I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in the shade 2 Medium. And this is what that one looks like. It has like a little bit of a dip in it already from when I did use it as a touch-up powder. But I actually really like this powder. And I wish I liked Charlotte Tilbury so that I could just repurchase this powder, because it's also refillable. If you see in the back, there's this hole so you can just pop out the pan. But sadly, I do not like Charlotte Tilbury and will not support her brand. But I do have that to use. My setting powder that is currently in my project pan is my Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Pound Cake. This is going to eventually get too light on me, so this will be rolling out of that project at that point. But this is nice for me in the winter. This isn't super heavy duty. It's very finely milled and it's a nice powder. It blurs. My under eyes don't like this powder though. This is too heavy for my under eyes, but all over the face, especially during the winter, is pretty nice. I do like this one. For my under eyes, I do like using the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. The only thing I don't like about these is that there's no sifter to keep the product from coming out. So I actually have two shades of this. This one is the shade Neutral Light, which is the one I'm currently using, which is starting to get a little light on me, but it still works. And this is in the shade Neutral Peach for when I get a little darker. So yeah, these are the ones I like using on my under eyes. They don't look too heavy as long as I clean my brushes. Yeah, that's a problem. I did recently clean my brushes. I cleaned my brushes like a few days ago, so my brushes are actually clean. There is that. Last, for my powders. So I actually don't have like that many different types of powders. I just have two different brands of powders I have two different shades of. And the other one I have is One Size. He had a buy one get one deal on these. I think it was literally buy one get one free. I think it was buy one get one free. And I was like, I've been wanting to try it. So yes, and I even like asked on my Instagram stories if anyone has tried it and if you would recommend it, because I'm thinking about getting them for the sale that he had. And I'm so glad I did. This is a more chunky powder though. So if you don't like a super heavy duty powder, stay away from these. Stay away from these. My oily skin loves these so much. I have the shades Translucent and Sweet Honey. So Sweet Honey is obviously my summer shade. Translucent is like my winter to now shade. My babies. Like actually my babies. I love these powders with my whole heart. These are my favorite powders I've ever tried because they keep me matte. Again, they are a more heavy duty powder. So if you don't like a chunky powder, if you want it more finely milled, go with the Huda Beauty or the Makeup by Mario ones. Stay away from these if you don't want a chunky powder. Okay, these are for the oily skin girlies, for sure. Now, my sprays. Look, I don't want to hear it, okay? I love setting spray. I've always believed in setting spray. These are not setting sprays. I have MAC Fix Plus, I have a full size, and I have a little mini size. And these are good for makeup prep and also if you need to like melt down powders. And they smell good. I like the scent of these. Yeah. I also use them to wet my eyeshadow because it does it very well. And yeah, I just think these are nice to have in my collection, in my routine. I don't use them every single time I do my makeup, but if I need a little freshen up, if I feel like I need a little some before I start my makeup, I can spray this. Or after I put on my powders, if I'm like, I'm looking a little much, and then put on one of my setting sprays on top of that. Setting sprays. Where do I even start? Where do I start? L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set in my project pan. So close to being done. I was supposed to finish this last year and I don't like it. So I stopped using it. And it's like down to like here. Like there's such little left in here. I'm like, you gotta just use it up, girl. Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte. I got this last summer, so this is before the reformulation as well. That was a lot of drama, let me tell you. I don't know how I feel about this. I haven't used this too much, but I think I did mention that this was gonna be my next setting spray I use up after I use up this one. So I will have thoughts on this when I start using it again. I remember I don't like the sprayer because it like leaves dots and I don't like that. Next up, I have this mini of this Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting spray. This has been like my go-to travel setting spray lately, just because I prefer my other mini over this one. This is like halfway gone. This one's okay. I know a lot of people like this one. It's I mean, to me, it's fine. It's not like the best setting spray out there. I need a setting spray that will keep my oils at bay. And this doesn't do that. So for that reason, I will not repurchase that one. On to setting sprays that will keep my oils at bay. My other mini, my beloved Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm. Yes, girl. She's so good. I think this one's probably like around halfway done too. I love this so much. This is my favorite setting spray. It actually does keep my oils at bay. It looks blurring. It makes your makeup look gorgeous. I love this so much. I don't know how this does on dry skin, so I would actually like look up reviews for dry skin people using this. But for an oily skin girly, she's the one. The last product that I'm going to be talking about are my one size setting sprays. This is the Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. This was my favorite before Danessa Myricks came out with that liquid blurring balm. So I have a full size that is still sealed. Look at that. It's literally still sealed. And I have a mini travel size, which I think I took this on my trip last year. And yeah. So these will hopefully be getting used soon. I have so many setting sprays to use up. Let me tell you. That is everything for my complexion collection. I I hope you enjoyed this video. This was actually kind of fun to go through everything. Again, my complexion collection is not too bad. And even my cheek products, I've actually pared down a lot. So I am excited for you guys to see that. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great day, a great night, whatever time it is for you. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.